Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective tarot for today. Today is Tuesday. It's August 12th, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Sorry, I'm just looking at my new piece of jewelry. I haven't looked at it since I got home, so. Yeah. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever does not, just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. I swear to God, my nose ring is like, it won't stay. Like it's lopsided and it's driving me nuts. Maybe my nose is lopsided. I think the way she put it in is lopsided, but whatever. Did I do the whole spiel? Yeah, whatever. Intuitive City Oracle, Rob Barthelman. You can find his decks at intuitiveintention.com. My Intuitive Intention on Etsy. And he also sells his decks in the TikTok shop. Okay. In the TikTok shop. We got one on the table. Two on the table, one major, three on the table, one major, and one in reverse. Whoa. Okay, we got five on the table, two majors, one card in reverse. Six cards on the table, two majors, one card in reverse. Let's do two more shuffles. Seven on the table. Seven cards on the table, two major, one in reverse. Last shuffle. That was uneventful. Okay, this is interesting because it's not negative per se, but there's something here. Bottom of the deck means nothing to me. Oh, can I just share this? Can I just share this for a second before I start the reading? We got 8 cards on the table with bottom by the we got 8 cards on the table with bottom of the deck, by the way. I went in to see my piercing lady to change out my nose ring, and I bought a little cute little blingy cross for my ear. I got rid of my spider. I took it off just in time for Halloween because that makes sense. But I wanted the cross. And when I was getting ready to leave, she's like, "Oh, I got to tell you something." And I'm like, "Yo, what's that?" And I've known this lady for probably 3 years now, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 4. Lovely, lovely young woman. And she's like, "Do you remember when you first started coming in here, you asked me if I believed in God?" And I was like, "No, but I'm sure I did because I ask everybody." And she laughs and she goes, "Well, I've spent the last couple of years she's like, I've been thinking about it more and more and more." And she's like, "I realized, I really do believe in God. Like I have faith." And, she made my freaking day, y'all. She made my freaking day. And I told her, I said, "I ask everybody if they believe in God. If you don't believe in God, it doesn't offend me. It doesn't offend me. If you believe in a specific type of religion, I want to hear about it. I love to hear about it, because everybody has their own little beliefs and, picadillos, if you will, right? Picadillos. But she made my day. She really made my day. She's such a sweetheart. She really is. Anywho, there's nothing on the bottom or the bottom or the top of the deck. All right. So we've got Eight of Pentacles. We've got the Tower. We got the Seven of Wands in reverse. We got the Emperor. I thought I just saw something flash on my screen. We got Six of Wands. We got Ace of Pentacles. We got the Page of Swords. And bottom of the deck, we've got the Five of Cups. Dun, dun, dun. So here's the deal. Masculine, feminine, take how it resonates. You can change the Emperor to an Empress. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to say Emperor because it's easy. For me, I don't know who this is, but this Emperor, with the Eight of Pentacles, it's like they're going about their life, they're doing their thing, happy as a clam, or as happy as a person can be, right? And then they get hit with a tower. They get hit with a tower moment, like a disturbance, like a truth maybe, with the Page of Swords, some kind of question. It's almost like they got hit with like the truth of something, but it leaves a question in their mind. With the Seven of Wands in the reverse, it's like this person doesn't know how to respond. And if this is someone that is, I mean, the Emperor is someone that's supposed to be capable, right? Capable, resilient, responsible, reliable, in tune. It's like this person, like they're like at a loss. Rob Berthelman put lost confidence on there, for sure. That's part of it. Like whatever this is, it's kind of made them like, I just heard the word fidgety. Like if this is somebody that had an ego, like a healthy ego, right? Emperor would have like a healthy ego. It's like now they're like, well, fuck, I got hit with this. Like, how do I keep going on in my ego when I get hit with this? And this person might be so discombobulated by whatever this. Okay, what is with my hair? I'm gonna have to like look at that in the mirror. It's like a stray hair, but it's like pointy. Sorry, it's just driving me nuts. I'm OCD. Not as bad as I used to be. Yeah, like something threw them off. Something really threw them off. Because I heard fidgety, now discombobulated. Like, it's almost like they don't know what to do with their energy. I guess that would make sense, right? If you're kind of like a person that's kind of in their ego, like in a healthy way, right? Like I said. But now you feel like your ego's been hit, you took a hit, you would feel like your energy's off. There's something wrong, there's something wrong with their energy. With the Six of Wands, they were hoping for like a different outcome, a different response. They thought something had potential, or they thought they had potential, or another person had potential. And like I said, like they were hit with some type of truth, but then it brought about a question. And it's like now this emperor is thinking about this question, whether it's a question from someone else or it's their question. But now they're thinking about this question, and it's like they're looking for an answer to the question after the truth. And whatever they're delving into, whatever they're finding like within themselves, it's like they're disappointed. Why are they disappointed? They're disappointed in whatever the situation is too. If this is between two people, like a lovers or a friends or a family situation, I don't think they're disappointed in the other person per se, but it's like disappointment in oneself. I mean, they could be disappointed in someone else, you know? I mean, I guess it's possible, but I'm getting more like in themselves. Okay, so I'm going to give you this example, and it if you follow me and you subscribe, it kind of goes a little bit along with what I've been having going on in my life. But I'm throwing something else out there because in regards to my personal situation, I don't know about the other party. I only know my own feelings and my own thoughts. So, it's just an example. Let's say this is a relationship, okay? Let's say it's like a lover's thing, or maybe like they're friends, but okay. So let's just say this. And we're going to use hetero norms because it's easy. You change it for you how you need to change it, okay? This emperor meets this empress and they become friends, right? And this empress tells this emperor, well, I'm in love with you. And this emperor is like, okay, trying to process that, right? Like, am I in love with you? Like, you're in love with me? Like, how long have you been in love with me? It's almost like they're coming up with questions to this truth. Then this emperor says, are you in love with me? And this emperor, this emperor is like, am I? it's it's like they hear a truth and they get asked a question, and this question just throws them for a loop. And something like that would maybe throw somebody for a loop if they never thought about that person like that. Do you know what I'm saying? And now it's making this person kind of go back and think about like all the time that they spent with this empress. Like, she was in love with me this whole time. When did she fall in love with me? Why didn't she tell me sooner? Like like this emperor would be going back and looking at all of this truth. And then they would need to question themselves, right? Because the empress would ask them that question. Are you in love with me? So now this emperor has to ask themselves, am I in love with the empress? And I'm not going to lie, it gives vibes of like whoever this emperor is. It's like going within and trying to seek answers, right? And it's almost like thinking too hard. Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I'm just going to say this. And again, guys, this doesn't have to be romantic for you. This could be between two friends, a family member. It's just easier for me to say the lovers because I feel like it's in there. I feel like it's in there. And it's just easy. It's an easy example. But I feel like the emperor is thinking too hard. If you are friends with the emperor, if this emperor is friends with this empress, and they just think that they're friends, right? They're just friends. And this emperor says, I'm in love with you. And then says, are you in love with me? It if if this totally like throws you for a loop and you have to go into some deep like meditation and whatever, I'm thinking of Seinfeld right now. I'm thinking of I think it was actually Seinfeld when he realized he was in love with what's her name, the cereal girl, Janine Garofalo. Janine Garofalo. He's like, oh, I mean, I am in love with her. And he starts running through the park and you see all the birds scatter. And then he goes to see her at the restaurant and they're talking. And that's when he realized, like, no, I don't. Because it's like overthinking the situation. Like this emperor is overthinking the situation. If they were just friends with the empress and she says, I'm in love with you, are you in love with me? In reality, you should know right then and there. You should know right then and there. Yes, no. I have love for you. You're my friend. You're my coworker, whatever. But if it takes you that long to think about it, then you're overthinking the situation. Now, I will flip it and say this. Sometimes, the empress goes to the emperor and says, I'm in love with you. Are you in love with me? And the emperor's like, no, sorry, I'm not in love with you, but thank you. I thought we were just friends. I just realized my whole bra is practically showing. Okay, never mind. He realizes, no, like, we were just friends. I thought we were just friends. Like, I just want to be friends. Now the empress knows, like, okay, like, tone it back, figure out my feelings, figure out how to deal with it. Be friends with them, don't be friends with them, right? Because obviously the empress has to do what's good for her in that situation. I mean, she's the one that put her ass out on the line. And it's not his fault. Like, if the emperor is not in love with her, he's not in love with her. However, maybe now this emperor is thinking. And when I say overthinking, like, you're overthinking it. You either are or you aren't. And if you're not, just my opinion, it's always best to tell the freaking truth. Just be honest. Just say, no, sorry, I'm not in love with you. I'm not in love with you. I never was. Here's the thing. Let's say these two remain friends. Let's say she gets over this. She heals from it. They're still friends. She starts seeing someone else. And then this emperor gets in his fifis. Sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes, they like, well, oh shit. Like someone else actually thinks that this is, she's their person. Like now I'm not going to have a good friend. Now I'm not going to have a buddy to hang out with. Now I'm not going to. Too fucking bad. I mean, we see it all the time in romance movies, right? Where the one is in love with the one, but the one isn't. And then they kind of separate like 10 years later. Oh, I really was in love with you, Okay, where have you been? Like, you can't think about down the road. If somebody comes to you and says, I'm in love with you, are you in love with me? You need to answer how you feel in that moment. You can't think about you can't think about like 2, 5, 10 years down the road. Like this person realizing, oh, maybe I was in love with them. Oh, they are a great catch. Oh, I should have went for that when I had the chance, you know? The what ifs, right? You have to answer that in the moment, and you need to take it at face value. And I feel like sometimes when we overthink situations too, whether you're feminine or masculine, like we put feelings in there that might not necessarily be there. And I'm just going to say this too as another example in relation to my life, my ex-husband. And don't get me wrong, I was in love with him. We got engaged, I want to say March of 2015. We were married in September of 2015. I did not want a long engagement. I didn't want to wait. I wanted to get married in September. I didn't want to wait a whole nother year and a half, to get married. The thing is there were always signs there that I shouldn't have gotten married. And it's not to say that we probably would have broken up right away, or maybe we would have. He probably would have been pissed at me for walking out on him at the altar, or close to the altar. But there were signs for me to not do that, and yet I still went through with it and did it. And 7 years later, almost 7 years later, wanted a separation and a divorce because it wasn't there. And I also think a part of me at the time just wanted to be married, wanted a husband, wanted a family, wanted all the things that I didn't necessarily feel like I got as a kid. And, sometimes you overlook your own feelings. And it's almost like this emperor kind of doing the opposite, like overthinking it to the point where if they weren't in love with this person, now they're gonna be. And if they were in love with this person, now they're not gonna be. Because it's like overthinking it to the point of going in the complete opposite way. Because like I said, it really should not take you that long to answer that question. And again, this is just an example. This could be a million different things here. But I'm just saying it gives the vibes of like being told a truth that they weren't prepared to hear, and then being asked a question that they weren't really prepared to answer, and they just took too much time thinking about it. It also could just be, too, if you want to look at it from this way, the empress tells the emperor, oh, I'm in love with you. Are you in love with me? And the emperor's like, okay, you got to give me a minute. I got to think about it. And like 3 months later, they're like, yeah, I think I am in love with you. Meanwhile, the empress is already married to somebody else in 3 months. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think sometimes too, when we take more time to think about things, we convince ourselves of what we shouldn't have to convince ourselves of. Like, if you're in love with someone, you should know you're in love with someone. Because I'm like, whatever. Because with the Page of Swords, it's like they come to some type of conclusion, but with the Five of Cups, they're unhappy about it. So either they realize they are in love with this empress, but oh shit, like, that means they're going to get into a relationship. They're not going to be single anymore. Or they're not in love with this empress. And then the Five of Cups with the disappointment is because when they tell the empress, I'm not in love with you, the empress is probably going to walk away from them. Because even in my situation with the guy at work, I haven't talked to him in weeks. I saw him on and off all day today. My friend, I didn't talk to her all day. Well, I did ask her a question outside, and she answered me. But like I didn't really like have a chat with her or anything. She's supposed to leave for her vacation tomorrow. Um or tonight, I can't remember. Maybe it's tonight. I don't know. Um her birthday's on Saturday. I didn't wish her a happy birthday. I figured I'd just send her a text on Saturday. But like the situation with me and him, like I said, we haven't probably talked in 4 weeks. The last time we actually talked to each other was we were both picking, and he needed an item, and he didn't even tell me. The girl next to him, who is our mutual friend, uh, came over and told me. I looked at his item, I looked it up in the system, and it wasn't coming. So when he came back from telling everybody else down the line that he needed this item, not me, but everybody else, she told him. And then she's like, "Oh, Kim looked it up for you." And he comes over and he goes, "Thanks for looking it up for me." He's like, "I shouldn't have waited so long to say anything." And he's like, "I was just so stupid. Like I just like put it back in and didn't pick it right." And I was like, "Yeah, that happens." And then I turned around and walked away. Cuz do you have anything else to say to me? Do you got anything else you want to say? like and I'm pretty sure it's probably been about 4 weeks. If it might be more than that, it might be like 5 weeks. I don't know, but and I had told you guys that I had given my friend the letter to give to him, just asking him if he had ever had feelings for me, just because I thought he did, and if he did not, then what the hell was I thinking? And I just needed that information to heal myself from the situation, and he never responded. He never called me, never talked to me, nothing. That next Thursday, he ignored me, even though I said maybe we can talk on Thursday. He ignored me. Okay. I don't know what he realized. I don't know what he realized and he was afraid to tell me, because at that point I was just like, okay, he had no feelings, but he's like afraid to say that. Like, why are you? And I said this to my other friend. I said, why is he afraid to say something? Like, just say something. Be honest. Because either way, like I'm already hurt in this situation. So, like, you telling me no, I never had feelings for you. You imagined it. It's hurtful, but I'm already hurt. It doesn't matter. This information would be helpful, you know? Like, it would just be helpful. And I don't think he's evolved enough to realize that part of the situation. And I don't think he's old enough, mature enough to realize that the not talking was probably not the best route to go. And I thought about it. Well, two things. I feel like I should have never wrote him the note in the first place, but at the same time, I was trying to open up a line of communication without being too invasive. That was my thought, because I didn't want to like invade his space and I didn't want him in my space. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And I just go to work and I talk to the people I talk to, and I work, and I come home. It's and I hate to say it like this, but like, not talking to him, do I feel it? Of course I feel it. Like, I thought we were gonna be a couple, but I don't feel it. It's very, once I feel like something's over, once I feel like somebody has screwed me, like, fucked me over, it's very easy for me to disassociate from that person. It's very easy for me, because I've just dealt with so much neglect, abuse, hate, uh, just people being rude as hell at work and out, everywhere. It's just very easy for me to disassociate and be like, okay, I don't need you in my life anymore. And I don't think he can do that. I don't think she can do that. I think they're young. They haven't really, fully developed like relationships where maybe they were wronged or abused in some type of way. Then they would maybe realize like, oh, she's just protecting herself. Like she's just moving on, like she's just done with, she doesn't want to be around the BS. She doesn't want to be around the drama. No, I don't. Like I pulled myself out of that situation. I don't want to have anything to do with that. I have no idea if they're together, they're not together. I have no idea. I don't care. Whoever this emperor is, whatever this truth is, they come to some type of truth. They're disappointed in it. So like if they decide, oh, I'm not in love with the empress, they feel like they might lose their friend, right? And if they decide they are in love with the empress, it's more like a disappointment of one cycle ending and one cycle beginning. You know what I mean? Because if this emperor is in love with the empress and they go up to the empress and they say, I am in love with you. That's that's kind of it. Like they're going to get into a relationship, they're going to start a thing, and where is it going to lead? Could they get married? Could they have kids? Could they have a family? Yes. But that means that everything changes, not just for the emperor, for the empress as well. But it's a death, it's a rebirth, a death and a rebirth, right? There's sadness in that. Hell, that's the reason why men go to strip clubs at their bachelor party, right? Like one last hurrah, because this is the death of that life. It's bullshit. I personally think, in my opinion, looking at the cards, feeling the energy, whatever this emperor finds out, they realize something is not for them, or they don't want to be involved, or something along those lines. And I think they feel disappointment because, again, if it's a one-on-one situation like an empress and an emperor, like they feel like if they tell the empress that they're not in love with them, that they're going to lose them. I mean, just for my life situation, the guy of my interests said nothing and he lost me. So like we're not friends. And I don't think we're ever gonna, I don't think we'll get back there. I can be polite and, I mean, I can be polite to a point, but I'm not going to have conversations with him like we used to. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't get to know anything personal about me anymore. You know? It's none of his business. Like, I look at it like I let the wrong one in. I let the wrong one in. And now I have to shut the wrong one out. I have to protect myself. Again, this doesn't have to be a lover situation. It could be something else. I mean, it could even be something to do with career and just realizing, like a career is not for you, whatever the case may be. It could be a relationship, but not a lover's relationship, like two friends, two family members. So take how it resonates for you. I think I'm going to leave it there because I think I rambled on long enough. But yeah, don't overthink things. What do I always say? Go with your gut. Go with that first feeling, you know? I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope if anything you were entertained. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.